अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी राग ते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So, welcome to the 7th class. We were doing Tattvagyan part 1, lesson number 6. 5 bhav, 5 bhavs. And we were there on page number 45. In English textbook, we were there on page number 45. And so far, we have studied all the 5 types of bhav or the uncommon attributes. Now, what were the names of these 5 bhavs? First one was subsidential disposition, Aupshamik bhav. Then the second one was Shaik bhav, destructional dispositions. Third one was Shayopshamik bhav, subsidential cum destructional disposition. Fourth one was Odaik bhav, rising dispositions. Then the last one was Parinamic bhav, inherent nature. The disposition of the soul that are its true nature, that are unchangeable, that do not depend on karmas, that certify the very existence of soul substance, is the inherent nature or the parinamic bhav. So then these were further divided into Aupshamik had 2 divisions. Then Shaik has 9, Shayopshamik bhav has 18, Odaik bhav has 21, and Parinamic bhav has 3. So we studied the name of all these individually, only the names, not the description, and all put together was 53 in number. So then we start from here. What is the benefit of the knowledge of these bhavas and what do they prove? So these bhavas are also called dispositions. Okay. So the answer, I think this textbook we had read that day. Anyways, we will read again if we have already read. So who is this CPG?
I am Chaitanya Prakash.
Oh, Chaitanya Prakash, I really miss you.
Yeah. I am always coming as CP.
You got the results of your exams?
Yeah, I got the result, but it shows that 57 like that.
No problem. This time you will get more than 80-90%. Sure.
Okay.
So you just work hard and be precise in your concepts, and you will do good this sem, because this was the first sem. There are a lot of silly mistakes.
Okay.
And we do learn by mistakes. So before we begin the chapter, I would like to, congratulate each and every student.
Okay.
Not that the person who has come first only need to be appreciated. All the others who have completed this SEM are worth appreciating, because this is something serious that we are doing. It is not an ordinary course. It is a Parmagam honors course, and the kind of clarity that you have about the chapters explained here uh, is going to help you to put in practice whatever the principles you have learned here. And when you put in practice those principles in your day-to-day life, uh, your problem automatically gets solved. If a situation demands that you need to be sad, but because of this knowledge, in that same situation, you will be happy. Nobody can, nobody can make you sad once you have understood this concept, because we know everything. We know about the Krambat Paryay, we know about the Nimit Upadan, we know about the Nischay Vyavhar, and so many other chapters that we have read in Vitrag Vigyan 1, 2, 3, and we are now just in the 6th chapter of Tattva Gyan. And all this helps us in taking those on-spot decisions, and with the help of those decisions, we are able to diffuse the adverse situations in our life. So only one objective we have in mind to why we are studying all this thing, and not only all this, the whole course, but each chapter, each concept. After reading that, we come to the conclusion what is the benefit of the knowledge of these bhavas or dispositions. So we have our objective in mind, and keeping our objective in mind, we are going through these concepts, chapters one by one, but we never forget our objective. We never forget our destination. We never forget our aim. We never forget our vision. So all this helps us to understand this concept with reference to that. Those concept clarity helps us in our day-to-day life's problem. So this makes this reading very interesting, and I can see from the examinations that you have given that everyone are of very good standard. You've got a great, I would say, bhumika, so everyone, of course, is struggling, and initially there are struggles in whatever we do. So this first semester, in this first semester, we read many of the fundamental topics, and that is going to help us in our future life. And in continuing with that thing, this Tattva Gyan 1, Tattva Gyan 2, and of course the Das Lakshan Dharma. All these constitute the fundamentals of this spiritual knowledge. So once you are through to this all fundamentals chapter, then you can go ahead and start reading scriptures, okay? And then there are some other topics also we need to understand, like one is about the different stages of spiritual development, which is also a very important topic that we'll be doing anyways in the fourth, fifth sem or sixth sem. And of course, there are some nays that we are going to learn. Of course, you have learned about the Nischay Nay and Vyavhar Nay and their divisions and subdivisions, the 8 nays that we have learned through that chart. So that was not part of your syllabus, but still I taught you because that was going to come into use every now and then. So this parinamic bhav, we studied about the parinamic bhav. This parinamic bhav corresponds to which number nay? Out of the 8 nays we have studied, which nay is parinamic bhav? Can anyone suggest? Can anyone recall? Yeah, Subhaji, you know, I suppose, tried. Nancy ji, you can also try. Just a quick
Yeah,
question.
I forgot it. I don't have the notebook with me also. So I'm not
Okay.
able to answer.
But that was very important. So you must
Yeah,
not forget, you revise that whole chart once again.
yeah,
And that is going to be in use everywhere. I said no. So that's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I taught you in the first place. Otherwise, you would have studied about it in the 6th sem. And we are going to study in detail in the 6th sem. But I gave you an overview of what it is all about. Nancy ji, can you try?
No, sir, I don't know.
Chaitanya Prakash ji?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Number 8. Param Shuddha Nischay Nay. Okay? Because this parinamic bhav is unchangeable, and that also was unchangeable. And if you observe it minutely in that chart, there is one point as parinamic bhav. So that Param Shuddha Nischay Nay is parinamic bhav here. Anyways, I hope that now you will revise that chart once again, and then you will remember everything. And you know, there is a rule that if you read something every 21 days thrice, only thrice, okay, then it gets embedded in your memory permanently. So you should keep on revising the important ones, okay, time and again, 3-4 times at least, so that you don't forget it anytime in the future. Anyways, so that was a quick test, and you have to get into the groove of these studies. It is not that something we are doing for the examination or for the degree purpose. This is something that we are going to do to make ourselves happy, and not happy in the present, but we are going to get liberated very soon. So this sansar or the universe will go on like this only, but we will move out of this universe, and we will be permanently blessed with eternal bliss. You know, we are going to enjoy it, and we are right now also possessing those qualities with us, but we have to manifest it in our modification to really enjoy it. Okay, द्रव्य दृष्टि से तो मैं भगवान हूं, but पर्याय में भी हमें भगवान बनना है. So always remember that. And now we are coming back to this question: what is the benefit of the knowledge of these bhavas, and what do they prove? So if you are somehow, the struggle is always there in the first, second sem. But if you clear first, second sem by putting in little bit extra effort, then the whole 5 years will go very smoothly. And of course, you will be busy throughout, but you will never know when the course has ended. And this is going to bring happiness for you in all situations. Now, considering people are after earning money to become happy, people are indulging in sensory objects to become happy, and people are indulging in all kinds of different non-soul activities to make themselves happy. But that happiness eludes them. Why? Because there is no happiness in those objects in the first place. The attribute of happiness should be there. Okay? The attribute of this eternal bliss should be there for us to realize that, but it is not there. It is not there in any sensory objects. It is not there in our body or anything else that we have got as our present, in our present birth, that we have got as our unions. So there is no happiness there. So how can we be happy by, accumulating wealth or indulging in those sensory objects or whatever? So there is nothing that is going to bring happiness to us in this universe except our soul. Our soul is full of happiness, full of calmness, full of bliss, it is full of bliss. But the irony is that in spite of having full of happiness, in spite of having so much treasure in our soul, we are still not able to experience those qualities or attributes, and we are still begging happiness from the five sensory objects, but they don't have happiness in them. So how can you experience happiness by indulging in them? So this is all about the delusion that we are going to gradually diffuse as we go deep into this kind of studies. So over a period of 1 year or 1.5 years, you will be through to the whole fundamentals of this knowledge, okay, spiritual knowledge, and then subsequently you build upon that base with scriptures, and with those scriptures you will be able to understand everything, and you will come to the conclusion when you finish that study, to the same conclusion, that if you want to be happy, you have to manifest right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Okay, this Ratnatraya is the moksha marg. This Ratnatraya is the path of liberation, and these three jewels, these are what is going to bring us happiness. So we have happiness. Each soul is full of happiness. Only thing is that we should have that key to unlock that potential and experience true happiness. So all these concepts and all these chapters, they have one objective in mind, that how to unlock our true potential. Okay, so don't think that you have to bring anything from outside. You are yourself full of innumerable qualities. Okay, only problem is from time immortal, because of the delusion, you are not able to realize yourself. Now imagine you have a check of 1 crore rupees. Okay, the king has given you a check of 1 crore rupees, and if you don't encash it, then what will happen? will not be able to enjoy, will not able to enjoy that wealth. So in order to enjoy that wealth, you have to put that check in the bank, and then the amount, then the check will be cleared and that amount will be credited in your bank account, and then you can go on spending and be happy, right? Similarly, we are full of happiness, we are full of calmness, okay? And we are full of this eternal bliss, Sukh, Santi, and Anand, okay? We are full of Sukh, Santi, and Anand. So this you need to accept in the first place, and then after putting into practice all the principles that we are learning one by one into practice, and you can experience yourself. It is the easiest thing on earth. Now, if you make a target that you want to become a millionaire, okay, so you may put in efforts for that, and you may put in sincere efforts into that. But if you don't have the luck, you will not be a millionaire, okay? And then there are people who don't want enormous wealth, but they are blessed to born in such a family that from the first day itself they are wealthy, even they have not yet earned anything. But just because being a sibling, being a kid of a famous personality, you are already inherited that, you have already inherited that wealth, first day itself. So this is all about the luck. So in this human existence that we live, everything you get across yourself is just because of your auspicious and inauspicious karmas, okay, that you have bound in previous lives, and that is coming into fruition, and you are getting all the good things or the bad things, whatever be the karmas that you have bound, okay? So there is no special effort that you have to put for getting those wealth and other good things in life. But the real effort that you can put in is to understand these concepts and upgrade your knowledge. And with upgrading your knowledge, you will be able to realize happiness, which is a quality of your inner self, and still we have been eluded with it from time immortal, just because of our ignorance. And you as you study through these chapters, your ignorance gets dissolved gradually, and one day you will be able to realize yourself and start the path of liberation. That is the beginning of the path of liberation. That is the end of delusion. That is the beginning of samvar, okay, stoppage of influx, and that is the beginning of the purity of the soul. So many things happening at one time, and for that only we are here to study these concepts, and not only study, but contemplate on that, and then arrive at a decision. So unless and until you decide, you are not going to get the fruit of this knowledge. So your primary objective should be to understand this concept very deeply. Okay, so I've taken a lot of time to make you understand your vision, your objective, okay, why you are studying. So until and unless we don't connect with our objective or the vision, we will not able to extract the essence of these chapters, okay? So I spent so much time to get that clarity. Hope you have understood. Today 4-5 students have messaged me. They are not going to attend today's class for some reason or the other. And those were very genuine reasons. But it is, our life is like that only. Being a householder, you have so many multiple responsibilities going on simultaneously. And in spite of all this, of all that responsibilities, you are still finding time to study these concepts is very, very, I would say, good, and you are really blessed. So
Yes.
there are people, yeah,
No, sir, nothing.
okay. So there are people in this world who wants to know about these concepts, but they don't get a chance, and there are people who have got a chance and they didn't opt for it, okay? And you are the luckiest one who has also got a chance and you are really doing it. And as we come to end of the first semester and the second semester have just started, and now I feel you must be quite familiar with the how the syllabus will go and how will the exams pattern be. And this semester is going to be very good for you and you will do, of course, better. You keep those marks with you, write it in your diary, every sem you should write in your diary and you should see, you can see the improvement in yourself. You only can compare and see, but the main development will be the understanding of these concepts, and that is going to be very, very important when you face any adverse situation in your day-to-day life. Those concepts are going to help you to come out of those sad situations, difficult situations, and make it so easy and look so simple. That is the power of your knowledge. Okay. So I can assure you that you will not miss out in any of the things that, of course, you are now sacrificing those things to get time for the studies. And it is worth doing it. And you will soon realize, not maybe you are just 6 months down the line in this syllabus, but I can definitely assure you that by the end of 1 year, you will yourself realize that this is something kind of a jackpot that you have got in your life. And this is going to be your support system in life. And you are really going to enjoy this life, So there are good things coming to your life. And I would say only that you are lucky, nothing else. So again, when I think on those lines, why we are doing it and what it is, what is at stake for me in this studies, then I realized that it's quite difficult for you to realize it right now. But if you are disciplined and you are understanding this concept, you are spending some time with the scriptures of the Jinvani, then you are going to be a rock star, you are going to be very happy in your life, and things are going to be very, very simple. Even they may look very complicated from the surface level, but when you go deep into it, you will see that there is no problem. There is no problem in this universe. These problems are just because of our expectations. And these studies are going to bring down your expectation, and you will be true to yourself, just being an observer. That is our nature. Gyata drashta atam ram. Shuddhatam hai mera naam. Matra janna mera काम. So your job is to just know and see. Nothing else that you can do in this life. So you are a pure soul, you are only an observer, and you believe yourself to be an observer and a pure soul. So everything will get settled in your life, and in the same situation, you are going to be very happy, and nothing in this world can bring unhappiness, sadness in your life. Just by taking your thoughts to these concepts, you will be happy in those situations immediately. So this is something very quickly that you can realize. So I just said you something about the wealth few minutes ago, that it is not in your hand. It is all because of your previous auspicious karmas. But if you are putting your efforts in this direction, in understanding these concepts, then there is nothing that can stop you from really enjoying the attributes that you have, and those attributes will manifest in your modification. So we have taken up such a big, big, I would say, a very big task in our life, and that is going to bring us Atindriya Anand. Okay, so not sensory happiness, but unsensory happiness, permanent happiness. And the test that you have experienced or realized till now through these 5 sensory objects, that is quite different from this eternal bliss that you are going to realize. Okay, you can only make the difference, because these 5 sensory objects happiness comes with an anxiety. Okay, and this eternal bliss does not have anxiety. So that is the main difference, that is the main checking point, and that is going to come to your life very soon. Okay, so now it is up to you at what level you are putting in effort. And now there is a student in our class today. She's not attending the class, but she has prepared this chapter fully and the next one also. So nobody told him to do that, but on its own, she has revised the next chapter also. So similarly, you can also put yourself to this task of studying these chapters one by one. You can revise the ones that you are being taught in the class, and you can also revise the one that are going to come next. So when I teach, then you will be in a good position to understand those topics. And if you have any doubts, that also you can ask at that point of time. So this is something very serious study that is going to end your miseries, that is going to end your birth and death. You are going to be, what would I say, independent soul, independent happiness, independent realization, everything independent. You are not going to be dependent into anything. You will be able to conquer all the karmas and permanently be happy. So you have taken up the best work in this life. Okay, so that much auspicious karmas that you are carrying with yourself, that you are getting good things to understand in your life. So your past was very good. The present is also going to be very good. Okay. And of course, the future is going to be super bright. So when you get liberated, then you don't come back to this again, sansar, mundane existence. And so you have to put in one-time effort and you are going to be lifetime happy. So such a profitable business, can you realize? Or you name me any other profitable business which is more attractive than this. So that's why I left my business. I had a business and I left that business just to pursue the studies. Because by earning more wealth, why you are earning more wealth? Because you want happiness. And if you are getting a true happiness from your soul itself, then why you will indulge in those activities? So this is going to be a great adventure for each of you, and you are going to be really happy going forward. I don't know. I'm not able to start this chapter and there are something coming to my mind, and I think that I should share these ideas with you, so at least you know the purpose of studying this. And when you are doing with a purpose in mind, anything that you do with a purpose in mind, you don't get what I would say, you don't lose track of your path. You are always in the path. If there is a situation that can remove you from this path, but you will bounce back and you will be on the path again. So this is all very important. So Jin Priya ji and who else? Sasikala ji. So we had a very good discussion. We have not started the chapter right now. Okay. So we had a very good discussion. You should catch up on recording. To at least everyone should catch up on recording. Those who are missed this session from the beginning, that getting your ambition or the vision set is very important, and that is going to bring you very good results in your practical life. Okay, so you all have attended the event for the first time, and this event going to be repeated after every SEM. And this is how our results are declared. And I would like each of you to put in extra effort this SEM to get a good result. Improve on yourself. I would not say that you compete with the topper. No, never compare and never compete, but you compare yourself with your own result. That how were you before starting this course and what is the situation right now? So you will yourself realize the benefits that you are getting. And once it is in your mind that this is going to be very beneficial to me, your efforts will automatically rise, and you will take this studies as very seriously. Okay, enough is enough. Today I want to complete this chapter. So I'm reading that question. What is the benefit of the knowledge of these bhavas or dispositions, and what do they prove? So now the speaker will take one disposition at a time and explain you the benefits. The first one, parinamic bhav. Okay, parinamic bhav is inherent nature. Inherent nature indicates that the soul is eternal, one, pure, and sentient by nature. Sentient by nature means Chaitanya Swabhavi. Okay. Eternal is Atindriya, Anadi Anant. There is no beginning, there is no end. Just the feeling of this word, eternal, brings so much of relief to each of us, so much of happiness to each of us, that we are not that entity that takes birth and dies. We are that entity that never takes birth and never dies. So we are eternal. The soul is eternal. The soul is one. It always remains one. It never gets connected to any other body, not any other body, but our body also remains always different from the soul. We never got connected to any of the karmas. We never got connected with any of the sentience, okay, that is being reproduced, or the toxic emotions that are being reproduced in our modification. So we are different from, our entity is different from all this. And this is the cause of my happiness. So I am eternal, I am one. Then I am pure. Oh, just the feeling of pureness. Oh, so you are pure. You don't have to become pure. You are already pure, and you have to understand and realize this. Each of the soul, even those who are in Nigod and the hellish state, they are also very pure by nature, but they never realized it. And we also had been to there, and we also never realized our true nature. But now is the time to understand our true nature, and our true nature is very pure. It is eternal. It is one. Okay, and the last one, sentient by nature. So no other substance is sentient by nature. Okay, no other substance has this quality of knowledge and perception. I am the one who is having this quality of knowledge and perception. And there's something that you learned last week. It is in the page number 44. Without origination and disappearance. Utpad Vyay Nirpeksh. Natural, Sahaj, and ever constant Ekrup Dhruv of our being is the Parinamic Bhav. And there was one more thing that I discussed, that we are not getting affected by any of the karmas. So we are such a kind of disposition, Parinamic Bhav. So I am the Parinamic Bhav. I am the Gnaik Bhav. Okay. So with this base, we are going to study ourselves, and we are putting ourselves into whatever is coming into our life, and we can practice this discriminative knowledge, that those toxic emotions and other kind of emotions that I'm experiencing from time to time does not disturb me. I am always different from that. I am the soul substance, and those are very temporary emotions that is being manifested in my modification, and those comes and go, but I remain permanently undisturbed, only an observer. So this Parinamic Bhav, by understanding the Parinamic Bhav, there is so much of benefit that we get. The next is Odaik Bhav. Okay. Odaik Bhav is rising dispositions. The karmas that we have bound earlier, they are rising, coming into fruition one by one. Odaik Bhav states that though the soul is eternal, pure, and sentient by nature, perversion lies in its manifestation. This perversions means vikar, the vibhav, the passions, all these come into this category of perversion. So this perversion is there in our manifestations from when? From time immortal. Okay. It has connections with the inanimate karmas. So these karmas are inanimate. They are not like living being like us. They are pudgal. They are matters. Okay. It has connections with the inanimate karmas from times. Okay. Having no beginnings. So that is also very eternal. As long as this soul undermines its sentient nature, okay, and leans towards the karmas. So this is the mistake that we are doing, okay. So just correct yourself, check and correct. As long as this soul undermines its sentient nature, that means it does not realize its sentient nature, okay, and leans towards the karmas. So karmas are karmic matter or the pudgal dravya, and it is quite different and distinct from us. But still, because of this delusion, we are leaning towards that karmas. And because of that, perversion rises and continues. It goes on and on. This perversion is not caused by the karmas. So just now you said that because of our inclination to lean towards the karmas, the perversion rises. Yeah, that is true. But these karmas are only an instrumental cause. It is not the principal cause. So this perversion is not caused by the karmas. But whenever we suffer from perversions, these karmas are always there as nimit. We will study in deep about this. You may not be able to understand what is nimit and all, but in this sem only we are going to study deeply upadan and nimit. We have got a separate book for that, and we have got one chapter in Tattvagyan 2 about this. So we will read both together, and it is going to be a life-changing experience for all of us. And if you are able to correctly understand that one topic, your liberation is guaranteed. So these are such important topics. If you understand your parinamic bhav, the nature, inherent nature, then also nobody is going to stop you from liberation. So all the concepts that are included in this syllabus, that are all serving our purpose of getting manifesting passionlessness state in our modification. One object. All the concepts, they have only one object: how to bring in that passionless state, passionlessness state. Vitragda. Vitragda is the only prayojan of reading all these concepts. The third one is Shayopshamik Bhav. And what is the use in understanding this Shayopshamik Bhava? So this Shayopshamik Bhava, or the English name, you should start practicing and using these English names. This has been researched, and we have got the English words for each and every every Hindi word. So when this was being written, those English words were not there. Otherwise, the translator would have put in the English words only. But since he was not having the English words, he used the Hindi word. So at least you don't miss out on the actual understanding. So this Sayopshamik Bhava, or the subsidential cum destructional disposition. Okay. So this Sayopshamik Bhava reveals that though indulging in perversion, okay, vikar, vibhav, since times having no beginning, the soul does not lose its nature. Such a nice thing, such a source of happiness. That soul does not lose its nature. We never left our nature. We never lost our nature. The soul does not lose its nature and become inanimate. We never become inanimate. We went to Nigod, we went to Narak or the hellish state, but still we are absolutely safe. Not a single quality we have lost there. Not a single, I would say, single atom of karmas have entered into our soul. It is all very protected. Okay. So we are such a wonderful thing in this universe. Though indulging in perverse since times having no beginning, okay, the soul does not lose its nature and become inanimate. Oh. The partial expression of its sentience, okay, that is Gyan, perception, that is Darshan, and vitality, Virya, remains, okay. So this never gets absolutely wiped out. The partial expression is always there. Even when we went to Nigodh, we were not zero on knowledge. There was still some part open of our knowledge, and our knowledge was going on there in every modification that we were going through. Okay. So the partial expressions of these qualities of sentience, perceptions, and vitality remains. And when the soul makes true efforts, now this is very important, and when the soul makes true efforts after real understanding, delusions partially disappear. So delusion is our biggest enemy, and we are learning tricks how to get over it. And here it's clearly mentioned, when the soul makes true efforts, all these talks that I did for the first 30-35 minutes, it has got very importance. Now you can realize that soul makes true efforts. So those are the true efforts after real understanding. So you have to understand. So I was just putting a background to that understanding. After real understanding, delusion partially disappear. And I talk of the delusion also, who is our main enemy, or this is delusion karmas. And because of this delusion karmas, the delusion toxic emotions are rising in our manifestations. And because of that, we are not able to realize ourselves. Okay. So what is the job of this delusion? The only job of this delusion is, you are a soul, but the delusion will propel you to believe that you are not a soul, you are a body. You are this toxic emotions. You are this, the surroundings that you have got, the kingdom, the business, the assets, the wealth, all this, your family, everywhere you have a oneness with those objects. And because of that, you are suffering. So the delusion starts disappearing when you start understanding this concept. So it is going to be a gradual process. It is not something like आपने एक bomb डाला और मिथ्यात्व गया. It's not like that. It's a continuous process and it may take some time. It may take 2-4 births to get rid of that delusion. And still and unless you are not getting rid of delusion, you are not going to experience yourself. Okay, so this is very important. I think today everything has come very rightly, one after another, and even the topics that we are trying to understand, that is supporting us, that those understanding. So you should read, or not read, but listen to this lecture again and again, at least 3 times. Okay, this is going to be a foundation base for you for your further studies. When the soul understands its real nature and leans towards the parinamic bhav, disappearance of odaik bhav starts. So again, one more process starts. When the soul understands its real nature and leans towards the parinamic bhav. From the time immortal, because of the delusion, we have always been inclined towards the external factors, towards the karmas, towards the delusions, whatnot. But we never we never inclined ourselves towards the parinamic bhav. So when the soul understands its real nature and leans towards the parinamic bhav, both the things, understands its real nature, what is its true function and identity, and then leans towards the parinamic bhav, disappearance of odaik bhava starts. Disappearance of the odaik bhava of the attribute of faith being the first. So which one disappears first? The faith, darshan, monia, karma. Okay, monia karma has 2 divisions. Okay, one is darshan monia, the other is charitra monia. So the first one to go is the darshan monia, and just because of that, the delusion was there and we were not able to realize ourselves. So we attacked the biggest enemy of ours in the first place. So when we lean towards our parinamic bhav, the odaik bhav starts disappearing, and the first one to go is the attribute of faith. Okay, and this is the beginning of the journey of the path of liberation. So we should celebrate this. This is our birthday. Okay, so this is the work of the Opshamik Bhava. Now the last one, Shaik Bhava, the full and ever increasing adherence towards the parinamic bhav. Okay, so when we take the full support, initially we have a partial support and gradually it goes on increasing, and when we have a full and ever increasing adherence towards the parinamic bhav, leads to the annihilation of perversion. Annihilation is nash, destroying of what? Perversion, vikar. Now this perversion sentiments does not rise at all. Okay, so when this happens, the perversion of all kinds gets destroyed, and then this shaik bhava manifests. This is asserted by the shaik bhava. So we have done a very small portion today, but still I am happy that I've been able to clarify many other things that is going to be very important, to understand the other topics. One quick questions. We started a bit late, so I'll take this question and then we will end. Are all these 5 bhavas always found in all the creatures? So there are different interpretations of each disposition. Only parinamic bhav is found always in all the living beings. Okay, so we are never devoid of parinamic bhava. In fact, we are the parinamic bhav. It is so simple. You have to bring oneness with this parinamic bhava. You have to identify yourself, that is the parinamic bhava, and this is found always in all the living beings. Okay, first. Second, Audik bhava is found in all the worldly beings, but not in the siddhas. So the parinamic bhava is there from first stage of spiritual development to 14th stage of spiritual development. There are only 14 stages of spiritual development. So parinamic bhava is there in all the 14 stages plus siddh parmesti, liberated soul. Okay. Audik bhava is from 1 to 14. Okay. It's found in all the worldly beings, but not in the liberated soul. The third one, Shayavshamik bhava, likewise does not lie in the liberated souls, and in worldly beings also is not found in the persons in the 13th and the 14th stage of spiritual development. Okay, so the Shayavshamik bhava is from Pehla Gunasthan se 12th, 1 to 12th spiritual stages of spiritual development. Okay, 1 to 12. 13th is not there. 14th, it is not there. And of course, the liberated soul does not have this Shayavshamik bhava. Now the next is Shaik bhava. Okay, so yes, Shaik bhava is always present in the liberated souls and not in all the worldly beings. Okay, not in all the worldly beings. There is no question of this bhav being present in the abhavyas. Abhavyas are those jeev that have no capacity of salvation. They are going to remain in this sansar for time immortal. You know, they are not going to manifest right faith anytime, and they are not going to start their journey of path of liberation. So now you can realize that how lucky we are that we are studying this just because we are going to get liberated. If we would have been abhavyas, okay, so we would have never got interested in this kind of studies in the first place. So there is no question of this bhav being present. Which one? Shaik bhav in the abhavyas. And those having perverted faith. So those who having a perverted faith or the toxic emotions, they are also not having this Shaik bhav. Shaik bhav is experienced by only the enlightenment soul. Out of all the persons having right faith and conduct, Shaik bhav is found in persons having Shaik right faith. Okay, so what is this Shaik bhav? Destructional dispositions. Okay, so Shaik bhav is found in persons having Shaik right faith and Shaik conduct, and in the Arihants. So you need to be a enlightened soul in the first place to have Shaik bhav. So which would be the stages? From 4th to 11th. Okay, from the 4th stage, that is the stage where right faith comes in, and from there to 11th, this Shaik bhav continues. Then Opshamik bhava is found in persons having Opshamik right faith and conduct. Thus we see So now one thing is there, the Odik Bhav. Okay. So this Odik Bhava, that also be studied. So which one was left? 1 minute. Shaik Bhava. I think then Aupshamik Bhav. Odik, Shayopshamik. So this Aupshamik Bhava is from the 4th stage to the 11th stage. Shaik Bhav is from the 4th to 14th, and Siddh Parmeshti also. Okay. So we were discussing Shaik Bhav right now. So it is not from 4th to 11, it is 4th to 14 plus the liberated soul. Okay. Shaik Bhava is from 1 to 14, 1 to 12, sorry, slip of tongue just. And Odik Bhava is there in all the mundane souls, that is 1 to 14th stage of spiritual development. So Odik Bhava is always there, 1 to 14. The greatest number is that of the beings in the Parinamic Bhava, because they covers the creatures from the Nigodh to the Siddhas or the liberated soul. This order has been maintained in the Tattvad Sutra. So that's why the explanation is also in the sequence form. Okay. So now we are concluding this. There is no living being without Parinamic Bhava. There is no worldly being without Odik Bhava. There is no incompletely sentient being without Shayopshamik Bhava. There are no beings with Shaik faith, conduct, and the Aryans and the Siddhas without Shaik Bhavas. There are no beginners in the path of religion without Aupshamik Bhava. So now we leave it here. I've already taken few minutes more, but nevertheless, we'll continue tomorrow and complete this chapter. So we have started early, and just because we are going to learn about Das Lakshana Dharma continuously 10 days during the Das Lakshana Dharma period. So I'm not worried in explaining you in detail, because we will be covering the syllabus very fast, So you're giving me 10 days for 10 dharmas. So today is what date? 22nd. Okay. Okay. Sorry, once again for taking more time and then the class. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है। सब लोग 9 बार नौकार मंत्र गिनेंगे। जय जिनेन्द्र।